Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Ollie Hayes, and today I'm bringing you the breaking news that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in talks with Newcastle over a potential transfer this summer. So yeah, it's broke this morning that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is potentially moving to Newcastle. Newcastle are advancing in talks with Everton for the transfer of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and that was Luke Edwards from the Telegraph that broke that news this morning. I just want to say, starting off that it's not ideal that, our first choice striker is attracting interest from, clubs further up the league. I don't think that's something that we should be looking to do. I think it's something that we should be looking to keep hold of. And you look this week with the Lewis Dobbin transfer to Aston Villa, for example, which is looking like it's going to get over the line. I think we're showing that we can raise funds for profit and sustainability rules in different ways. So the likes of Jared Branthwaite and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think they're players that we should be building the team round rather than selling to clubs further up the league. So yeah, considering his first choice in Dyche's system, it's not ideal. It disrupts the plans for next season, doesn't it? In terms of having a quality spine in the squad, and he's probably the one of the best in my opinion, probably one of the best in the league at winning the ball in the air and being able to hold up and break up the play. I think he's one of the best at doing that. So it's definitely a negative in terms of our squad and how we go forward, but. That being said, he had a great end to the season, didn't he? Keeping us up, in that run of games, starting with Newcastle away, of course, with that penalty, breaking that drought, and then scoring in the Merseyside derby at the Gladys Street end to put us 2-0 up. I think they're very fond memories that we have of him towards the back end of last season. And he was instrumental in those games, wasn't he? I think, particularly the Liverpool game. I think that's the best performance I've ever seen him having an Everton shirt. He was absolutely fantastic. So, he seems to have overcome that horrendous period of form, which, he didn't score from October, I think it was, at West Ham away to then Newcastle away, as I just mentioned with that penalty. I think, that horrendous run, he really struggled in terms of, just getting a bit of confidence, getting the wind back in his sails. I think it was a really difficult time for him. And, for me, I think he seems to have overcome that now. And also in the last few seasons, his injury record, we all know as Evertonians how difficult of a period he has had with injury, since pretty much the Rafa Benitez days in 2021. He's not really had a full a full sustained period of fitness. So I think it's definitely a positive that he's overcome that. But that being said, I do think he's a player we need to keep hold of. Um, Especially, in the times where we're going to need all the help we get for next season to try and stay up and to try and move up the league. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a player that we should be building around, as is Jared Branthwaite. So I think there's got to be other ways that we have to try and raise funds for me, in my personal opinion. But that being said, he is getting into the last year of his contract now. He has been offered a new deal at Everton, of course, but it does seem to be taking a long time for him to sign it. So I don't know if he's maybe thinking that he wants to try another opportunity or pastures new. I think that definitely could be potential for him. But as I said before, it is that last year of his contract now, and it does get into that red danger zone where player contracts are coming to the end, and clubs have to make a decision probably, in the next couple of weeks or at least the next month or so on what we're going to do with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, because could this be the perfect opportunity for us to cash in on him if he's not going to sign a contract? We don't want to lose an asset like that on a free. I know it wouldn't be too bad for profit and sustainability rules in terms of what we paid for him originally from Sheffield United. I think it was £2 million back in the day, which, in hindsight now looks like a steal, doesn't it? But as I said before, could this be the perfect opportunity for us to cash in on him and make a profit on him while we still can? And if he's not going to sign that contract, it does beg the question. It does give us, a little bit of food for thought in the next couple of weeks. But it leaves us with the options of Beto and Chimiti up front. And no doubt that Kevin Thelwell, if Dominic Calvert-Lewin was to go to Newcastle, no doubt Kevin Thelwell and Sean Dyche will be looking at potential options coming in, towards the back end of the window. I think that's definitely something that will happen. But the current options that we have are Beto and Chimiti, both players that I like. I know Beto divides opinion a lot in terms of what he offers to the team, but I think for me personally, I'd say that Beto, with a proper run in the team and a little bit of consistency in terms of opportunities up front, I think he would become a player that a better player that we saw than we saw last season. For example, I think Beto had I don't want to say a difficult start to his Everton career, but he had a pretty disrupted start to his Everton career, I'd say. I think Beto is one of these players that, he probably thrives on a good run in a team, a good spell in the team, and, little cameos for 20, 30 minutes off the bench, even 10 minutes here and there. I think that doesn't really suit him. But, hopefully this gives more opportunity to the likes of Beto and Chimiti. I'm trying to take the positives from this. Obviously, it will be a massive loss if we were to lose Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but I think it would offer opportunities for Beto and Chimiti to improve on their first season, and it does free up some funds potentially to reinforce the squad. I think Kevin Thelwell has shown that he is scouting the right profile of player. He is going in for the right profile of player. So I think if Dominic Calvert-Lewin was to leave and we were to get some funds, I think I would trust Kevin Thelwell to spend that and reinforce the squad properly. But time will tell with this. I think it's still early days in this DCL transfer saga. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks or so and see if this develops any further. But let me know your thoughts on the situation. Are you happy to see DCL go to Newcastle? Are you happy to see us get a sizable fee for him? And also let me know on any potential targets that you want to see. If DCL were to leave, if there are any players that you'd like to see come in the door after DCL's exit. But that is all from me. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.